Happy Monday and welcome to another Mary Musing. We're still in the first chapter of Luke where Mary is just pouring wisdom given to her by God on us. And this week we are hearing a phrase from her Magnificat, her canticle of praise that she sings to the Lord with her heart as she greets Elizabeth. And this line is the one I wanted to focus on in particular. I'm going to read you the whole thing, although there's a part of it here on the screen. He has shown might with his arm, dispersed the arrogant of mind and heart. He has thrown down the rulers from their thrones, but lifted up the lowly. What's so beautiful to me about this phrase is that he has already done it. Mary is recognizing that God has been faithful. She's taken note of his faithfulness in the stories of her Jewish faith and probably in her own life in the stories of her family. And she sees this act of her being given the Christ child in her womb as a continuation of God's faithfulness for the people of Israel and for all people. She also says he has lifted the lowly. This includes herself as the handmaid of the Lord, as we discussed last week, and others, because God has not done this by putting them on a pedestal or lifting them up to thrones, but he's lifted the lowly by coming to them where they are, by meeting them in the manger. And that's what's so beautiful about this Magnificat is Mary already recognizes before Jesus has arrived, before she's given birth to him, that he is here to lift the lowly. And in this way, she is a prophetess. She's telling us what we need to know about Christ and who he is. That he is here to bring justice. I was reading about the connection between the Magnificat and justice and found this really beautiful. It was said by Sister Elizabeth Johnson in 2012. She said, "The Magnificat is a revolutionary song of salvation whose political, economic, and social dimensions cannot be blunted. People in need in every society hear a blessing in this canticle. The battered woman, the single parent without resources, those without food on the table, or without even a table, the homeless family, the young abandoned to their own devices, the old who are discarded, all are encompassed in the hope Mary proclaims." I just find that so beautiful to think of this song of praise and Mary's young words as he has lifted the lowly already, and I know what he's about to do here. Not fully, she doesn't fully understand what's happening, but she understands that in allowing the Son of God to make his debut through a human body, through a young 14-year-old, average girl in Israel, that this is a very special moment for the whole world. So today's two-word phrase is God's unexpected justice. We know that people are waiting for the Messiah to come as, this military leader, this great warrior who would take down Rome. And instead he arrives in a manger. This justice that we see proclaimed in Mary's Magnificat is not what we expect. We do not expect God to lift the lowly by showing up in the manger, but here he is. And for this reason, I just learned that the Magnificat has been banned multiple times, that this reading about God's unexpected justice was banned in India when it was under British rule. It's been banned in Guatemala before in the 80s, and it was banned in Argentina at another time in history because the people in power did not want to hear these words, and they still don't, right? Even ourselves, we don't want to hear that God is going to disperse the arrogant of mind and heart if we sometimes recognize that we are the arrogant of mind and heart. And so these words of Mary are beautifully challenging, are beautifully consoling, full of hope, and full of conviction for us. So, my question for you today is what walls of arrogance in your mind and your heart hinder your view of Christ? Where do those walls need to be broken down so that you can better accept the beautiful words of hope that Mary gives us in her Magnificat? I'd love to hear from you, to know that I'm not just speaking to a webcam. So if you'd like to comment or email back, you know how to reach me. I hope you have a good day.